Beauties. I was watching the news, still watching the news, but I had to break a bit because I'm just concerned a little bit, and the caption, it says the government of Jamaica Indigent Housing Program. All right. Maybe you guys may think that this is puerile or just weightless or baseless, but no, because it is very much indicative of the word indigent, which means it could be impecunious, destitute, poverty stricken, poor, you know. And these words, I'm not sure I like it. We understand that we live in a world where there is rich and there is poor, but I don't think we should name our programs highlighting a negative adjective, which is now it's synonymous with the type of housing program that is provided. Whether it's containers or maybe a one bedroom house, and when you look at it, maybe it's not quality material that makes it, and it becomes problematic. I'm it, anyone will be grateful if they have somewhere where they can rest their heads and lay their heads, obviously, and we are grateful for that. But it is as though when you say indigent housing program, it is very much indicative of the condition of the home. Obviously, as you look at that, say it's a poor person home, and we need to live. We're living in a more advanced society. We're living in a more, it's what do I say? Not just technologically advanced, but it's a different era, and we should be steering away from this poverty atmosphere, this era of poverty that we're promulgating. So I was a bit disappointed when I saw that caption, Indigent Housing Program, and Minister, Mackenzie was saying that, they have done what they're doing is good, and if they have any better, suggest something better. I mean, he was being sarcastic in it, but you know sir, better can be done, of course, without a doubt. Let us put it this way: you wouldn't live in that house. You wouldn't. The only way you would is if everything is stripped from you and you have no choice. But on choice, you would not live in that home. you know some people call it the matches stick or the matches box, but I mean, people can be grateful. But I'm saying that the word indigent housing program, because it is that connotation is associated with it, that is the kind of houses that are being made, and poverty just stays with us. My question to the powers that be: don't you want, when you lift people out of poverty, it makes your leadership look good. It makes your leadership look good. You look good as a leader. It's not about, oh, you're fearful that the person is going to come and catch you up. That shouldn't even come across your mind, because it would take far more than that. But make something a little bit more palatable and decent than that. Because there was a picture of a home, and when I look at the caption, they were one in the same. It's like when you see the house, you just see poverty, stricken, something impecunious, something that's just destitute. I kid you not. You guys, boy, I don't know. If people are complaining, Minister, that you guys are not doing a good job or something is happening, you don't think that maybe you should look into it, because there are people who are well meaning, who, it's not a political jab, is that it is simply that they are loyalist in terms of their country. They're very much patriotic to their country, and they just want to see their country uplift, like countries like Singapore, in which I'm told they came and they got a copy, wind of our, what you would say, for lack of a better word, like our manifesto, sort of a thing, and they used it. And when you look at their countries, they're basically like a developed country for such a small country. From Jamaica in a third place can't move from the bronze. We can't even go silver, much more gold. We just took a third place. The bronze country. No, sir. Indigent house. Why would you guys dub it like that? Indigent housing program. But you think, I mean, maybe you feel the average Jamaican wouldn't know what the word indigent means. But once they see that, people are going to become curious if they're unaware of what the word means. They're going to become curious. And when they research it, the stigma now is still going to be associated with it. And when you look at the housing, you say destitute on it as something that's just, poverty stricken, impecunious, really, as you say, indigent, poor. Boy, I don't know. And Minister Mackenzie was saying, what can you do better? You know what you can do better, sir? Pay the public sector workers better. Pay all the powers that be, pay the public sector workers better, pay them better. Give them far more than the 20% and give them in one sweep, just as how you guys had gotten 100, 200, 300% increase. Give them 100% increase. When I say you, obviously I'm talking plural you, the powers that be that pay the public sector workers. That is what can be done, what can be had, so they can buy something a little bit better than the Indigent Housing Programme. And it has nothing to do with not being grateful. Would you live there? What did part B of the first commandment say? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Treat people because some people may say they don't love themselves. So all right, you don't love it, but treat what it's really saying. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Would you want somebody to give you that? You may say yes if you're in a destitute position. You would want that. But if they can do better, you'd want them to do better in your heart of hearts. You'd want them to do something a little bit better. Maybe get a 2-bedroom house, something a little bit, with air conditioning unit at a certain location. You still would want something a little bit decent. You don't want, as you look at the house, you can see poverty written all over it, stricken written all over it, destitute written all over it. I guarantee that you would not want that, no matter how some of you wouldn't want to admit it, but it's a reality. So do the same for the Jamaican. Lift the country. Stop showing this dichotomy, this split of the rich way over there and the poor way over here. It doesn't look good. It speaks to your leadership. One is an ineffective leader when you're way up there and everyone else way down there. The Heathcliff mentality. I'm telling you. I'd encourage many of you to go and read John C. Maxwell's book on leadership, levels 1 through to 5. Look at the characteristics, the fruits of a leader. The characteristics of a leader, what constitute it. And you see where you fall. See where you fall. But you need to do away with that indigent housing. I hate that term, Till. I hate it. It's detestable as far as I'm concerned. It's like it's blasphemous. I don't think we should reiterate the whole poverty in our country. But they want to say indigent, poverty-stricken, impecunious. You want to say, downtrodden. They all are the same thing. And you may feel the average Jamaican may not understand it. But somehow we do. Somehow we not really dunce. We're not fully dunce. We're not semi-dunce. We're not dunce, none at all. Sometimes we behave like we do. But, no. So better can be done, sir. Pay the public sector workers better. Give them 100% in one sweep. You guys got 100%, 200%, 300% increase in one sweep. Do the same for us. Don't do 20% and 5, 10, 5. And when I say you, obviously I'm talking plural you. Or 10, 5, 5, however it is done. Do it in one go, as Jamaicans say, whoosh. So that they can buy a decent home and a decent car at the very least and treat themselves on a vacation, can help the poor, can help the needy. Those who are needy doesn't constitute only being poverty-stricken. You can just be in a spot for a time. You can just be in a financial deficit for a time. Some financial difficulty for a time. It happens to people who had a lot of money. That is why the Bible says help the poor and the needy. But this thing about indigent housing, I don't like that terminology. You guys need to change it. You guys need to change and do better when you're building a house. Somebody give them like a matching stick. I'm more than like, somebody they're going to have picking. Somebody are going to want to come to stay with them. And they want, when them put them hands so in the toilet bowl. Or when them go so, it's in the washroom, the next hand. While lying in their beds. They're grateful, but don't give them a more able offering. Follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my